we introduce Japanese government officer, Mr. KATSUYA IINO. IINO-san is the Deputy Director, Agency for the Natural Resources and Agency. He will make presentation on the current nuclear energy policy in Japan. IINO-san, お願いします。Please.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the honor introduction for me. So I'm very honored to join this such an important workshop. So firstly, I'd like to thank you to the Fermi Energy and also the Nuclear Working Group in Estonia and also the JICC to conduct such a wonderful workshop. And also I'd like to say thank you to the Olmus-san and Reese-san. Last night they were guiding us to the old city and also had a wonderful traditional cuisine. So we are happy to we were happy to a little bit eat a lot, but it's okay. So anyway, let's start. I'd like to introduce to you the overview of the nuclear energy policy direction in Japan. So firstly, I'd like to touch upon the nuclear commitment in Japan. Japan will aim to reduce greenhouse gas emissions to net zero by 2050, and also Japan aims to reduce its greenhouse gas emissions by 46% in fiscal year 2030 from its fiscal year 2013 levels. The question is how to realize this high goals. In July of the last year, we established the Green Transformation Implementation Council, chaired by Prime Minister Kishida, to implement the green transformation. The green transformation is a transformation of the entire economic and social system by shifting from a fossil fuel-centered system to a green-centered system. So, the Green Transformation Council formulated the basic policy for the realization of green transformation February this year. Now, we will promote the following two main initiatives to ensure a stable energy supply, which is the foundation of people's lives and economic activities, and to achieve economic growth at the same time. The firstly, Japan will promote a shift to decarbonized power sources such as the renewable energies and also the nuclear power. Not point. It's not this one. Yeah. Which will help improve the energy self-sufficiency. It is very important to Japan, and not only Japan, but also all over the countries. Self-sufficiency rate is very important. So, and also in addition to through the energy conservation. The second, Japan will realize a growth-oriented carbon pricing concept that includes the bold upfront investment support through the use of GX economic transition bonds. I will explain the next slide. And the other means upfront GX investment incentives through carbon pricing, and the use of new financial instruments in order to realize green transformation. So, this slide shows the strategy of the investment for to realize a green transformation. The left side is the government portion. The breakdown of 10-year government support 10-year government support, we allocate almost 30% for the expansion of the non-fossil energy. The 50% allocate to the transformation of industrial structure and the energy savings. And the roughly 20% allocates to resources recycling and carbon fixation technologies, etc. And we allocate that 20 trillion yen. It means the 134 billion euro to support to the achieve carbon neutrality by 2050, which strengthens industry competitiveness and achieve economic growth. By integrating appropriate regulatory and support measures in accordance with the business risks and the environment of each sector, Japan aims to attract the private sector, attract the private sector investment and achieve public-private investment of over 150 trillion yen. It's roughly 1,000 billion euro over 10 years. The nuclear is this part. Will enforce the R&D of innovation reactors, etc. And this is a snapshot of the nuclear power plants in Japan. We have totally 60 reactors in Japan, and out of 60 nuclear reactors, 24 are already decided permanent shutdown. Permanent shutdown is grade 1, and the 10 have already restarted. And the 7 passed the NRA, Nuclear Regulatory Authority reviews, and the nuclear accounts for 6% of the power generation today, down from 25% before Fukushima accident in 2011. The loss of nuclear power is filled by the natural gas-fired plants and renewables. Renewable energy has nearly doubled with sharp increase of solar power. So we made a decision to the nuclear energy policy direction in Japan in this May in this year. There are 6 pillars. First one is all-out efforts for restarting nuclear power plants. It is very important for us to recover the electricity capacity from the nuclear energy. Restarting is very important. So that we try to convince the local municipalities and also the local governments to restart the nuclear power plants, and also And the second is a maximum use of existing reactors. It means long-term operations, because the nuclear power plants in Japan, they were built in 18th and 19th, so that only 14 years operation. Only 14 years operation period. There are merely the electricity capacity is going down to the 2020 and 2030, almost 2013, sharply decreasing the nuclear power plant electricity. So that we need to expand the operation period. So, and the third is develop construction of next generation advanced nuclear power plants. And the fourth, accelerated backend process. It means promote fuel cycle and the steady, efficient decommissioning and the efforts for the final disposal. And the fifth is maintain strength in supply chain. Unfortunately, there is it's very difficult to construct new nuclear power plants in in this moment in Japan. So that's why we need to contribute to the export nuclear power plants projects in order to maintain and strengthen the supply chain in Japan. Especially the development of the next generation advanced nuclear power plants, in order to accelerate the green transformation, we allocated the lots of budget to the next fourth generation reactors. One of the reactors is the first reactors, and also the high temperature gas cool reactors for And this is the current status of the nuclear power supply chain in Japan. So the Japanese nuclear industry has built a foundation for high-quality manufacturing from plant manufacturers responsible for nuclear engineering to major equipment such as fuel, pressure vessels, and the turbines, as well as their components, the materials. We are very happy to contribute to the third countries' nuclear power plants through the proven technologies, proven components, the nuclear components. So this is a supply chain map in Japanese nuclear-related companies. So there are many nuclear-related companies there are in Japan. So that if you have any interest to coordinate with to work with the Japanese nuclear industries, I will connect the business opportunities between the Estonia and Japan. I'm happy to working with the Estonian companies. Finally, I think that the nuclear energy is now received as a strong window because of the Russian invasion to Ukraine and also the high peak of the energy prices. So this year the G7 leaders, Japan hosted the G7 meetings. So that we created with the G7 leaders it's a kind of the G7 leaders statement in line. G7 statements. It is aligned with the Japanese policy. The G7 also only those countries that opt to use nuclear energy in G7 countries accept the same direction. So the 5 points. The G7 leaders reaffirm the potential value of the nuclear energy. So it means provide affordable low-carbon energy that can reduce dependence on fossil fuels, and also the others, the climate crisis, and ensure global energy security. And also the maximum use of existing reactors, and also the developed construct of next-generation advanced nuclear power plants. Not only each G7 countries, but also the other like-minded partners countries. We are happy to support to install the next nuclear countries. So, and the fourth, the maintain strength and the supply chain and human resource development. And finally, the reduce dependence on Russia. So work with like-minded countries to reduce the dependence on Russia. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Ino-san, for your overall the introduction of the nuclear policy in Japan. So we have enough time for the question and answer. Are there any questions from audience for the Ino-san? This is the good opportunity to make a discussion with the Japanese officials in person. Yeah.
Thank you for your presentation. So, what are the main challenges? What do you think in restarting the nuclear power plants? Can you describe what are the main problems?
Okay. So the main challenge is, I think, the convince to the local municipalities and the local authorities. Because we had nuclear accidents. Everybody knows the effect on the accidents from the nuclear power plants. So that we need to convince to the safety is much better than before, and also the necessity of using the nuclear power plants to increase the energy dependency, and also the degree for the decrease in the energy prices, we need to restart the nuclear power plants. But local municipalities a little bit don't care about the pricing and the energy dependency for Japan because they intend to their safety, and also so that we need to convince their importance, and also that their contribution to the whole Japan's nuclear dependency, and also such kind of things to restart the nuclear power plants. But it's a very difficult task.
Are they okay? Okay. Are there any more question? No? Yes.
Thank you.
So thank you for your presentation. My question overall, do I understand correctly that your main goal is to rebuild the existing nuclear power plants instead of building totally new ones? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. The good questions. So we need to rebuild the nuclear power plants because the safety is higher than the before generation. The before generation power plants. So that we need to replace the next one. So that I think it's a little bit difficult to new power plants in new area, because it is necessary to convince another local municipalities. That's why the old nuclear power plants that replace the old nuclear power plants is the better. It's kind of the better strategy to install the new advanced safety power plants in Japan.
Okay. Any other question? Comments? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much for this overview and your presentation. I have a question regarding this siting or site selection of nuclear power plants. Is it an option for Japan that for those nuclear power reactors that you're planning to shut down permanently, to use those same sites for constructing completely new power plants at the same location? Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, thank you very much. The good questions. I think it's very good strategy to rebuild the next generation nuclear power plants in the same site, so that Japanese government is already announced that we will build the new advanced nuclear power plants in existing sites. So not another site, because I already said the municipalities is well known and well educated to the nuclear power plants safety, and also the nuclear power plants the necessity. So that we already announced to rebuild the existing nuclear power plant sites for future, unfortunately.
Okay. Yes.
Once again, thank you for your presentation. As a question, on your slide, you mentioned different type of reactors, including with fusion. But does Japan considers the floating nuclear power plants, ship-based, offshore?
Ship-based nuclear
plants.
power plants?
Yes.
We don't have a concrete plan to develop the ship-based nuclear power plants. So we don't have a concrete plan.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. I was wondering, you are planning to get a lot of investment from the private sector, right? And I was wondering, what pathways do private people have to basically invest, or companies have to invest in these nuclear power plants? Yes, and that's my main question.
Thank you very much. So that I think that it's very, especially one thing is very important, that the government shows the clear blueprint to develop the nuclear industry for the future long-term energy strategies. So if there is no blueprint to develop the nuclear industry, the companies, it is very difficult to decide on the company side, to invest the nuclear industry, so that the government must show their intents of developing the nuclear business and the nuclear business. And also I explained the government have to take a risk of the first investment risk, and also that there is some mechanism to invite the industrial investment, so that it's our strategy to more invest from the companies to the nuclear industries. So. First, we take a risk. The government take a risk to invest the much money to the nuclear industries. So, and also the systems to build to attract the invest to the nuclear industries. So.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. I have one general question, follow up with the previous one about restarting the BVRs. So the public acceptance is really hard to get. We all understand that after this very big accident. What is your plan? How to achieve this? That in the final phase we have this acceptance and we can restart BVRs, because last year we were also in the Kazibazaki site. There was really massive upgrades for the safety. It's really impressive. And there was some tendency to have those two biggest reactors, newer ones, running by now, but still I think they're on hold. So what is your plan? How to achieve what you are doing with the local municipality and what exercises to achieve this acceptance that you can start those? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think there is magic to accept from the local municipalities. It is step-by-step approach is important. So the many town meeting with the local municipalities, and also shows that to keep the transparency, we show both sides the risk and also benefit, to show honestly, and so there is just frequency town meeting, and yeah, there is no magic, so yeah.
Is it okay? So, any other? No? Thank you so much, IINO-san.
Thank you very much.